Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to. Oh God! Oh, my audio is on my computer.
Start.
Sorry
Who's
about
listening
that.
to themselves?
I'm listening to myself. Listening to myself. Oh,
You're embarrassing me in front of the little meetings.
Already.
Oh no.
Already, I've screwed up. But hey, hi everybody. Welcome. It's a live show. A bunch of things happen. Give me a thumbs up in the chat that you can hear me, that sound levels are all good and everything while I give this opening spiel. This is Unproduced Live, a weekly live stream where we read real, unproduced scripts from some of the biggest franchises in Hollywood. I am your host, Zoran Gaboyich, and tonight we are reading the first half of Nightmare 13, Freddy Meets Jason. They weren't versusing yet, they were just meeting, having a casual cup of coffee or something. This was written in 1993 by Louis Abernathy, who is mostly known for writing Deep Star 6, directing House 4, and as one of the crew members of Bill Paxton's crew in Titanic. And this is what that guy looks like. There he is, and he's smiling. So if you remember him from Titanic, that's him. That's Louis Abernathy. He also dated one of my good friend Austin's mom. He dated the mom. That was great. That was a fun fact I learned in Instagram.
It's super weird, but
It's
that's the thing.
super weird.
Happened.
Notorious mom dater.
Yeah.
Oh wait, everyone thinks we're not in the same room.
You guys are totally in the same room. There it is. Okay.
Wait, let me say.
I had no idea you were next to each other. I thought.
Social distancing.
So this was the very first script commissioned for Freddy vs. Jason back right after Jason Goes to Hell when they had that big tease. This was the first script that was written, and you will see why it was never made soon enough. And to bring this script to life, I have a wonderful cast of people. We'll start with our lead. Playing Megan, who has no last name, will be Chelsea Rebecca from
Yay.
Dead Meat. You all know her from all the things on the internet. She's everywhere, and you might know her from Practical Folks as well. If it goes back that far.
Deep dive.
And also speaking of a practical folk, that is Mr. James A. Janice, as we know from Dead Meat and Practical Folks, and my boss. So.
Hey, you get all your work done before you start this silly little project.
Of course I did, James. Of course I did. Yeah, I've covered all those. Yeah, I covered all the Hellraiser movies for you. You're gonna do those next, right? Right, James?
Please
You're gonna do
don't
those?
start that rumor.
He's not doing it. He's not doing it. Okay. And then we also have Whitney Jones as Stormy, Megan's high-strung best friend, as it's described. You know Whitney from Social Mediascus 2, as Carrie in those fine films. And then we also have Mr. Ted Evans, a Lowcarbcomedy alum from Big Head Parodies. He also played Ghostface in Social Mediascus 2. Got a big paper cutter to his face. And he will be playing Erwin Kelper, a former member of the Freddy cult. Oh yeah, there's a cult of Freddys.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and then we have Barack Powell, the amazingly talented voice actor man who played Leatherface in Social Mediascus 2, much against his wishes, because he hates Leatherface, but I made him do it anyway.
We had a discussion about that too, because Leatherface is my baby, and then I made him take a picture with me where I'm just hugging my son.
It was amazing.
Wait, Chelsea, you gotta send that to me. I don't think I have that.
Oh, it's on Instagram. Yeah, I'll send it to you. I love that picture so much.
But he will be
Let's do it
playing.
right now. There's nothing else important.
He will be playing Renton Murdoch, the man that killed Jason Voorhees. Ooh.
Just
Then
imagine I don't have the lower half of the goatee.
yeah, that's fine. Then we've got Mr. Mark Cusper of every low carb video before I moved from Chicago, basically, reprising his role as Freddy Krueger from Social Mediascus 1 and 2. He is there, and he has his claw, and he will be our Freddy Krueger. As well as, there are also some additional side characters that people will be voicing as well. So, the way that this works is rather than just doing a straight read through of the script, because sometimes these scripts, they aren't great, and you don't want to just seriously read them. So, from time to time, I am going to be having our actors switch voices. And that is where you, the audience, come in, and our moderator, Megan Gorman, there she is. She has already been chatting to you, gathering suggestions of voices that you'd like to hear. These can be celebrities. Sometimes just character descriptions are great, like man who's falling out of a 6-story building, but I guess that's not that high, so I don't know. I don't want to improvise anymore.
It's high enough to get like paralyzed.
Just enough to get
it's
paralyzed.
Like not an ideal height.
That's not.
I don't make Heather jumping out of 6-story buildings.
But as this is a special nightmare-filled script, we are going to be reading certain nightmares. The descriptions will be read by one of our actors, and they will be doing it in a voice that is of someone or something that would appear in a nightmare, like a porpoise with my mother-in-law's face. I don't know what that voice sounds like, but that's what they'll have to do. And if at any point they get a voice suggestion that they don't understand or don't know, they can say Zoran, and that will force me to do an impression of whatever that is. And whatever I do, they then have to do an impression of me. So they're safe no matter what. Cool. So I think that is most of our big spiel, but we do have one other fancy thing. So minor spoiler and something to look forward to. It's not going to ruin anything, but at one point in the second half of the script, Freddy and Jason have a boxing match. Something to look forward to in the second half that we'll be doing on May 22nd. But in the meantime, I've commissioned my very good friend and artist, Max Bear, to come up with a couple t-shirts. And so I'm going to pull this up here. That we've got a Team Freddy t-shirt and a Team Jason t-shirt that you can get at teespring.com/teamfreddy or teespring.com/teamjason. And for everyone here that is watching, if you use the promo code Unproduced, you get 15% off of your order. So that's only valid until our next screening. So it'll go till Thursday, I believe. There's also links in the
Zoran?
description. And
What's the cast member discount, Zoran?
I'll talk to you after the show, Brock.
Yeah, Zoran, could you?
I don't think we're getting one.
You can't find me. I'm in my boiler room. You'll never find me.
Ted, this is bullshit.
All right. So go ahead and choose your side, Team Freddy or Team Jason, so you can have those shirts for our next reading, the big boxing match. But for now, I think we need to just start Nightmare 13, Freddy meets Jason. And I do have to say, I love the wine that James is drinking right now. It's just so classy.
I'm so jealous. I'm going to
So
go get
classy.
It's real nice.
So yeah, promo code going away, but it is in the description if you need that. All right, cool. So here we go. Beginning. Fade in.
Those kids scared me. I'm sorry.
All right, calm down.
You hear them? I'm sorry. They're in dinner.
I think they were saying
Creepy.
1, 2. Freddy's
Yeah.
coming.
Freddy's coming for you. I heard it.
They will in a
The
second.
baby, he speaks horror movie. It's,
All right. Let me start the script, people.
I'm fired.
You're great. All right. Exterior, Elm Street day. No, Siri, I don't want to do anything. Megan is coming down the sidewalk in slow motion. The sound of children chanting increases.
1, 2,
two.
Freddy's coming.
Are we all in
for
three?
you.
I just had you two doing it, but everyone can do it if they want.
Oh, okay.
Oh, again.
On you, there is a rumble. Flashes from Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and 2. Megan arrives at the Nightmare house. Several children dressed in white play hopscotch and jump rope on the front walk. Everybody. 3, 4, better lock your door. Synchronizing on Zoom, always the best.
Yeah.
Another rumble and flashes from Nightmare 3 and 4. Megan continues up the walk, only now it's a little darker. Needs some paint. On the front porch, a little girl rides a tricycle. 5, 6.
Better social distance.
Rumble, flash, Nightmare 5, and Freddy's dead. And the kids continue.
Grab your
And the X
Plural crucify.
echoes away, becoming the faint ka, which we all know is it's supposed to be K-I-K-I, but that's fine. It's cool. He's never seen Jason. It's fine. We all recognize as Jason's theme. Megan turns to find that the children in the yard have vanished. Megan turns back to the little girl, but only the tricycle remains. The front door creaks open, and the empty tricycle pedals inside. Megan follows it into the interior of the house on Elm Street. Megan rides... Nothing. No, Megan enters the house slowly, watching as the tricycle rides off down a creepy hallway and disappears. Then the front door blows shut behind Megan. She tries to open it. It's locked. Then, a little girl's giggle. Megan recognizes it as her sister.
Lizzie?
Megan moves up the stairs and enters a door at the end of the hallway, moving into interior Lizzie's room. Continuous action. On the floor near her bed is Megan's 13-year-old sister Lizzie. Lizzie sits and draws with crayons.
Lizzie, what are you doing here?
Playing with my friend.
Megan looks at the drawings, childlike renderings of Freddy.
Your friend?
He lives under the bed.
Megan slowly gets to her knees and takes a peek under Lizzie's bed. Suddenly, a doll-sized Freddy scurries out from under the bed, flashing past Megan's face and just running out the door. Megan yelps and touches her face. 5 tiny slash marks on her cheek. Lizzie clucks. Let's hear what a cluck sounds like, Lizzie.
I think they mean that, but I could also do.
That's a great cluck. I love it. Continue.
You scared him.
Megan looks out the door, incredulous.
I scared him.
But when Megan looks back, Lizzie is gone.
Lizzie?
Lizzie echoes away as Megan finds herself standing in the interior of a nightmare chapel. A tiny Freddy dashes from the pews and jumps into a casket at the altar, slamming the lid shut. Megan goes to the casket and carefully opens the lid. Inside, a rotting corpse with worms and maggots crawling all over it. Megan screams and slams the lid back down. The casket starts to move, then it stops. Tentatively, Megan opens the lid again. Inside, Freddy Krueger. He grabs her arm.
Where you been all my death, baby?
Megan screams. Freddy leaps.
I've been waiting at the altar a long, long time.
Megan looks down. She's wearing a wedding dress, spattered with blood. Behind her, the chapel is filled with dozens of dead people in various stages of decay. A satanic priest appears in the pulpit, and he asks something. And this priest, he is voiced like the priest in A Princess Bride.
The bridesmaids in attendance.
Megan looks to her left. 4 girls hold bouquets, dressed in body bags.
And groomsmen.
Oh my goodness. Just turn up my volume a bit. And, Freddy opens his tuxedo jacket to reveal several trapped souls struggling to get out of his chest.
If anyone here believes that these two should not be joined in unholy matrimony, let them speak now or forever rot in hell.
From the back of the chapel, a voice.
Megan!
Megan turns. It's her boyfriend, Jesse. He stands in the chapel doorway, backlit by a bright light, arms outstretched.
Jesse!
Megan runs to Jesse and grabs him, their arms encircling one another. She looks up into Jesse's eyes, only it isn't Jesse. It's Jason. Megan screams as Jason raises his machete, bringing it down between her eyes. Transition cut to interior Megan's room, morning. Megan opens an eye at her alarm clock as it buzzes. She was dreaming. She looks into the mirror at the tiny cuts on her cheek and clucks. Let's hear that cluck. I don't know why this family clucks, but they do. Then she exits, going into Lizzie's room. Megan opens the door to see her sister's room, breathing a sigh of relief when she sees Lizzie curled up in bed with a doll. Megan smiles and starts to exit when she notices something not quite right about the doll. She moves closer and pulls Lizzie's arm away to reveal a hideous little Freddy doll. Megan gasps.
Freddy.
Suddenly, the doll opens his eyes and sneers.
Well, it ain't Raggedy Ann, bitch.
The Freddy doll flashes its tiny glove of knives, thrusting them deep into Megan's chest. Hard cut to Megan's room, morning. For real this time. Megan sits up suddenly in bed, clutching her chest. She looks down and sees that there is nothing there. Also, quick note, I do have a link in the description to download the script if you want to follow along, and I have also trimmed down some of the description so that we're not here all night. FYI, if you're following along. Forgot to mention that. Love you all. Back to it. Interior, Lizzie's room. Morning. Megan enters and finds Lizzie still asleep. Clutching her Raggedy Ann doll, she gently pries the doll away, tossing it disdainfully away. Megan picks up a small glass unicorn and playfully prances it around on Lizzie's head.
Wake up, sleepyhead. Time to wake up.
Lizzie's eyes... Oh, well, go ahead. I don't want to read this description anyway. You just go.
The worst.
What'd you have? Did you have a bad dream? Have a bad dream.
Bad dream.
Me too.
I was scared.
Don't worry. They can't hurt you.
Promise?
Promise.
Lizzie hugs Megan.
I'll never let anyone hurt you.
We'll see if that's true. Interior, kitchen, morning. Close on a small television. A flashy graphic across the screen. AM News special report. Cops versus the cult. Day 13. A news reporter stands in front of a police blockade. In the background, dozens of police and SWAT men surround a small, rundown, 2-story house. Freddy's house. And we've got a news reporter. And let's start with just be your news reporter that you were in Incredibles 2. Ted's voice is in Incredibles 2 as a news
Amazing.
reporter. So be that to start off with.
As the sun rises on yet another morning, still no end in sight for the standoff between police and the mysterious group known only as the Freddy cult, who seized the abandoned house behind me just 13 days ago. These cultists, mostly runaway teenagers, have managed to keep police at bay for almost 2 weeks, while inside they take mind-altering narcotics in order to communicate with their god, Freddy.
Thanks for that exposition, Ted. Megan's mom is sitting watching the TV. Across from mom is Megan's dad. Megan pours herself a coffee and sits.
Morning.
Dad looks over his paper long enough to smile and say just a little too cheerfully, and Megan's dad is a Chicago super fan. Chicago sports super fan.
Morning, Megan.
Megan looks over at her mother, then back at her father, mouthing the words, "How's mom?" When suddenly Megan's mom bellows, and she bellows as a French woman who is trying to get the waiter's attention to get her wine refilled.
Lizzie, get down here. Breakfast is almost ready.
Megan turns back to her dad, but he has ducked back into his paper. Megan sighs and sips her coffee. Angle on TV, a police booking photo of Fred Krueger. And for this, let's change your news reporter to... Oh, he's so similar. Let's do Adam West. I like Adam West.
Kathy, alleged child murderer Fred Krueger was released on a legal technicality, but later burned to death at the hands of a vigilante mob of grieving parents. Some years later, a rash of bizarre and unexplainable teenage deaths began leaving many in the area to wonder, is Freddy really dead?
Megan's younger sister Lizzie comes down to breakfast. The microwave dings, and Megan's mom pulls out 3 Pop-Tarts, dealing them out to her family like playing cards. All right, then we're jumping to the angle on TV. We're going to go back to the news reporter, and this time, Megan, let's have a suggestion from the audience for Ted's next news reporter bit. I know you weren't ready for that.
I wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to clack.
You're great.
How's your Eartha kit?
Oh my god.
Probably not great.
Yeah, I could do. Cusco. No, that's she. No, it's not great.
All right,
It's not great.
news.
Okay, I'll pocket her for later. This might be a little more chill.
Dark man.
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
Okay. All right, news report. Go, Ted.
The cult members declined an on-camera interview, but did not send a note with a message. Note, which, by the way, appears to be been written in blood, reads to the parents of Springwood, Freddy lives, or whatever. Soon he will come and take one of your children as his virgin bride. Then Freddy will beep, and his beep upon her beep, and then beep, and behold, a soulless child shall be born. A vessel for Freddy to rise and rule the darkness forever and ever.
Amazing job. And for This, let's just keep it going here. A horn toots outside. Keep going.
That's Jesse. Let's go, Lizzie.
Megan collects her books and her sister. This is Dad's cue to look at his watch and say,
Oh, look at the time. I gotta be going. Anyone need me to bring anything home tonight?
I need an alarm clock.
What's wrong with your old one?
Broke.
Megan kisses her dad as she and Lizzie hurry out the door. Megan's dad looks over at his wife, who says,
We are almost at the vodka.
exterior, Megan's house, morning, continuous action. What the hell? Siri keeps screwing up. All right, sorry. Megan and Lizzie climb into Jesse's car.
Good morning. Hey, what's the matter?
My mom
And
had another dream last night.
was I naked?
No. You were Jason.
Jason? Oh, yuck. Was that any good?
Megan playfully smacks him as Jesse's car roars off. Interior kitchen, the same time. Megan's dad hesitates at the front door, clutching his keys and briefcase as he musters the courage to say something.
Do you have to watch that crap all the time? Months and months of that O.J. Simpson trial. And now this.
Mom reaches over and switches off the TV. Dad smiles slightly and exits. Mom waits until the door closes, then takes a bottle of vodka and pours a goodly bit into her orange juice. She takes a deep drink and switches the set back on. Close on TV, as this news reporter interviews Captain Renton Murdoch, state trooper. And Renton, your first voice is whatever you want. Whatever you want for this grizzled police chief. For this first scene, I'll get you later. And then Ted, the news reporter. This time you will be... oh, let's see how this goes. You'll be Stewie from Family Guy.
Yes, I'm standing here with the state trooper, Captain Renton Murdoch, the man with the governor's called in to deal with the cultists because of his past experience with cult-style murderers. In fact, Trooper Murdoch is the only law enforcement officer ever to survive a one-on-one encounter with notorious Camp Crystal Lake killer Jason Voorhees. You've received some very nasty injuries in the battle with Jason, didn't you, Captain?
Nothing serious. Just a few stitches.
Oh, yeah. But what about all these so-called Freddy cultists? Yep, they seem to like pretty tough customers. Think you'll have any trouble getting them out of there? Yep.
They're not customers. No. Now that the governor's given me complete authority to deal with these punks, I should be putting an end to their situation pretty quick. Unless, of course, their attorney is able to get them to come out peacefully. But I don't hold out much hope for that.
Captain Renton Murdoch, ladies and gentlemen, a tough cop for tough criminals.
Great job, Ted. And I like your drinking, Brock. It was wonderful. Exterior, Freddy, cult compound. Moments later, Murdoch gets into the command car, sitting down next to a SWAT commander sitting behind the wheel. Renton, you continue, but the SWAT commander is a military advisor for the president during an alien invasion. Mr. President. All right.
Damn media. Great, I'm going now. Damn media. Ought to be a law. Yeah. Is that shyster still in there trying to talk him out?
Yes, he's making some kind of deal.
Damn lawyers. What a bunch of assholes. Shakespeare was right. Kill all the lawyers. Then we'd kill all punks with no hassles and the world would be a safer place.
Smaller, anyway.
Nah. What did Shakespeare know? Long-haired English freak. He was probably a punk.
Interior, cult compound, same time. Meanwhile, inside, the cult's sleazy lawyer is surrounded by cultists, heavily armed teenage punks in red and olive sweaters and fedoras a la Freddy. They stare out at him through sunglasses with red flashing diodes that barely hide their burned and disfigured faces. The lawyer takes a deep snort from inside his briefcase. He lifts his head, wiping his nose nervously as he speaks, and he is Ellis, the sleazy lawyer from Die Hard that says booby all the time.
Well, B.
There you go.
So I explained to you before, the revenues between the TV movie deal and the book sale should be adequate to fund your joint defense. And I think with my mass media hypnosis argument, I could get each of you to reduce sentence on appeal, say 20 years each, Bobby. Not a 15 with good behavior.
Hard cut to exterior cult compound. Moments later, the lawyer's disembodied head comes sailing out of the upstairs window, smacking into the command car's windshield with a loud splat. Before you say anything, that is our first kill. That's right. I'm counting kills on this thing.
God.
I didn't mention it, but I am. So there's our first kill of it. Number 1, sleazy lawyer decapitated by cultists.
Well, B.
That's what he said with his final headless breath. Cool. And now it lands on a windshield with a loud splat.
Jesus Christ!
Murdoch curses and leaps out of the car, charging the house as he blasts away from 2 nickel-plated 45s. Suddenly, gunfire erupts from every window in the house. The SWAT team follows Murdoch through the hail of gunfire as he kicks open the front door. Interior, cult compound. The next instant. Murdoch and the SWAT team move in. The windows have been covered with foil, making the whole house just black as pitch. The SWAT team puts on their night vision goggles. POV through night vision goggles as the SWAT team goes through the house shooting cultists, a la the computer game Doom. Since we don't know how many, there's 4 letters in Doom, so 4 more cultists were just gunned down by a SWAT member. There it is, numbers 2 through 5. Okay, and then suddenly a blinding flash of light and a SWAT guy goes down. He is shot in the face. Next one, number 6. We are murdering all these people.
Doom and O.J. Simpson. Like,
Doom?
I wonder what year this was written in.
93, baby. 93. These are all very topical references.
Yeah.
So, another guy got shot in the face. Now, several of the cultists appear and lead the SWAT team deeper into the house. As one of the SWAT guys follows, his foot trips a wire. A trapdoor opens in the floor, and the SWAT guy falls into a pit waist deep in water. Suddenly, the water starts churning, and the guy starts screaming, "It's a tank of piranhas!" 2 other SWAT guys grab his arms and pull him out. Too late. His legs have been shredded to the bone. That is correct. Number 7, legs eaten by piranhas.
Wait, this is real?
This
not
is
a dream
real.
sequence?
This is not a dream sequence. These cultists somehow kept piranhas alive in a rundown flop house.
I think John Kramer was part of the cult. His
Yeah.
favorite fish is
The piranha.
I would like to play a game. I don't know what the lesson is, but you're getting eaten by piranhas. Cool? Cool? Cool. It's more of an Amanda thing. She would do that.
I think this is good.
So, next up, another SWAT guy kicks in a door to a room and steps in, firing his machine gun. A large scythe swings down and severs both his arms at the elbows. His arms fall to the floor, still firing the machine gun. I am not counting that as a death. He can still live with sliced off arms. And I'm assuming he'll be pulled out in enough time. The cultists race into a room, grabbing hand railings bolted overhead. They swing around like monkeys chasing Shia LaBeouf across the ceiling just as a SWAT guy charges into the room behind them. Close on the SWAT guy's boots as he steps onto a floor covered with upturned nails. We've entered Home Alone, people. Several nails puncture both boots. The SWAT guy screams, and another SWAT guy barrels into the room to see what's wrong. He knocks the first guy face first into the floor of nails. Now, I will not count this death with a bunch of nails because of Bride of Chucky rules. John Ritter gets a bunch of nails in his face and comes back still alive later and then is stabbed to death. So there you go. I did my research. Cool. So he's got his nails in his face. Meanwhile, Murdoch is having a blast. Literally, he kicks open the door to a room and guns down 3 more cultists. Boom. Gun down. Gun down. He kills them all. And as the last body pitches to the floor, Murdoch yells,
Guns are cool. Freeze!
He just said the freeze part, but guns are cool, according to his character. In moderation, guns are cool. Murdoch exits, laughing to himself. The cultists retreat to the back of the house, throwing Molotov cocktails. Soon, the first floor is ablaze. A SWAT guy screams as he is consumed by fire. And that is our next one, number 11, which doesn't have a
Holy
thing on it.
crap.
Yeah, he's dead. We're getting so many kills in just this one scene.
This movie went Predator 2 real fast.
Yeah. So yeah, burned by a Molotov cocktail there. All right. Continuing onward with this orgy of blood. Where'd it go? Sorry. The cultists thunder down a back staircase to the basement and uncover a secret passage under the house. And most of them escape just before the SWAT team comes in blasting. As the last of the remaining cultists is capped off, let's just say 3 for the hell of it. We'll say most of them escape, but there's still 3 more that were left behind. So 3 more gunned down. That's up to 14 kills so far in the beginning here. And as the last of them are killed, a faint voice cries for help. Can we hear that little cry for help?
Oh.
That was the most just awe-inducing cry for help I've ever heard. Oh! Okay. And so then the SWAT commander says something.
Hold your fire!
We gotta do something to your mic, Cusper. You gotta pull it away or something when you scream. It's
I
a
think
little,
it's perfect.
little crackling. All right, that's fine. Continuing through the dense smoke, we see a little girl in a white dress is tied to a chair. Underneath the chair, several sticks of dynamite wired to a timer. Close on the timer, 30, 29, 28. And the little girl hostage, let's have her voice be... where are you, little girl hostage? Chelsea at the end of a drunk Disney episode.
Help me, mister. Please.
Yes. The SWAT commander takes a Leatherman tool from his vest and starts to work on the bomb's timer. And also, SWAT commander, you are now a very bad Christopher Walken.
Hang on, honey. I'll have you out of there in a second.
Murdoch comes down the stairs. He goes to the secret passageway and says something in a voice that is... Oh, let's just do it because we love it. Jesse Ventura.
All right, it looks like we'll have to hunt the rest of them down. They're part of a secret cult, and they're going to bring the reptilians down to find us. Let's go before they get too far.
We can't leave. You see, we've got a situation here.
Murdoch looks at the little girl and shrugs.
I shoot a man who was killed in Afghanistan. Let's leave her.
You're crazy. I just can't leave her.
No, forget it. I've seen this before. Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
I've got to try.
The SWAT commander wipes his brow and leans in to work on the bomb again. Close on the timer. 24, 23, 22. The basement ceiling is now fully ablaze. Murdoch looks at his watch in a bored fashion.
You are wasting your time.
The SWAT commander. Oh my god. The SWAT commander glances back at the timer. 15, 14, 13.
Fuck it.
The SWAT commander cuts the little girl loose. He carries her out in his arms as he shouts to his men.
Clear out. She's gonna blow.
Exterior, cult compound. Next instant, the SWAT commander staggers out with the little girl, followed closely with the remainder of his men and Murdoch. The commander throws himself to the ground, covering the little girl with his body, and ba-boom! The Elm Street house explodes. They destroyed an icon. That's right.
Bastards.
Murdoch stands as debris rains down around him. He mutters.
Punks.
As the dust settles, the SWAT commander rolls off the little girl and starts checking her for injury.
Are you okay, honey?
Suddenly, the little girl jumps onto the SWAT commander, flashing a glove of knives. She hisses.
Freddy lives.
so drunk. I love her. With a quick swing, the little girl slashes the commander's face. He dives back. She dives back for a plunge to his throat when Murdoch walks up and kicks her off. He puts his boot on her, holding her down as he takes aim at her head with his pistol, execution style. Let me go get ready for this one over here.
No.
Okay, I won't. Never mind then. Thanks for stopping me, SWAT Commander. The SWAT Commander grabs Murdoch's arm just in time. Several cops rush in, grab the girl, dragging her off, kicking and screaming. And I got new voices just for this last little bit. No, you know what? Continue. I like Jesse Ventura and Christopher Walken. They're great. Continue.
Is that on me?
SWAT Commander.
So you got you, Cuthbert.
Yeah.
Jesus, you were gonna kill that kid, weren't you?
I told you you were wasting your time. Once these kids go rabid, the best thing to do is put them down in their own filth.
You can't be serious.
No, I am dead serious. I took on the Iron Sheik in 1989. You see, the world is made up of rules. Kids don't like the rules. They rebel for a while, but ultimately they start to fall in line, become ordinary Joes like you and me and that coward Hulk Hogan. But some kids, dope smokers mainly, watching their MTV, satanic lyrics melting what's left of their brains. These kids grow up to be punks. And when these punks step as far over the line as these Freddy punks have, well, then we have no choice as peace officers. We have no choice but to kill them.
I didn't become a peace officer to kill kids.
Punks, there is a difference. All right, barely.
Amazing. We now jump to the interior of the high school day. We see Megan sitting in her economics class. The instructor, Miss Krebs, is lecturing. Miss Krebs is going to be Whitney, and you will be the gypsy woman from our short Galalican. So a 50s style gypsy lady telling someone about how they're infected as a werewolf. And then Megan, we'll give you, not actual Megan, character name Megan, sorry, Chelsea. We will give you a new voice for Megan for this scene. And that will be... Oh, let's see how Homestar Runner goes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right. So you're lecturing. Yes, you may begin with your blah blahs.
Blah, 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 blah. Werewolf, blah, 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 blah.
It's hot. Several of the kids... I didn't mean her description. I wasn't talking about her reading there, but sure.
Damn, that's hot.
That's hot. So hot. Saying blah blah in werewolf. Anyway, it's hot. Several of the kids fan themselves. It's hot in the classroom. It's temperature hot. Struggling to stay awake while others have already passed out at their desks. Megan's eyes are heavy. She looks over at Jesse, pretending to follow along in his book, fast asleep. The antique oscillating fan on Mrs. Cripp's desk clicks loudly as she drones on. And for this, continue. Say your blah blah line.
Blah, 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 blah. Bonnie, blah, blah.
And then Megan starts to drift off when we enter a nightmare. So, James, you will be reading all of the expositional stuff I've been reading. And we need a suggestion from the audience of something that would appear in a nightmare.
Something that'll appear in a nightmare. Okay. So we'll save the top, James. I know the chat is really wanting it, but we'll save it for a character.
Great.
For something in a nightmare, let's do John Voight in Anaconda.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh, that's so... You know what? Just because of that, let's also have Chelsea do John Voight and Anaconda as Megan as well.
Okay.
And actually, Whitney, do you think you could do a John Voight and Anaconda?
I can attempt to
Great.
copy
Everyone's
somebody
John
does it
Voight and
first.
Anaconda
I'm just
for
gonna
this
be
next
copying
scene.
Chelsea.
It's basically
Tommy
Tommy
Wiseau.
Wiseau. It's like the same vibe.
It's going to be very interesting. But here it is. We have now entered a nightmare.
Well, so, I'm gonna call Zoran. Somebody give me a preview of it, and then I'll.
Okay, I mean, mine is just this. There's a snake just outside.
There's a snake.
I don't like snakes.
Okay.
I like people. Nah, I'm not a people
Like-
person. I like snakes.
well,
Snakes are good.
yeah.
Snakes. Yeah, it's kind of a Marlon Brando a little bit. It's just squinty eyed. All right, here we
Oh.
go. A thing of John Voight from Anaconda. Let's see how this goes.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
I need to rewatch that movie, apparently.
All right, Miss Krebs.
Megan,
Yes, ma'am.
I asked you were ready to give your oral report.
Yes, I am ready.
Please, come up here to the podium.
Megan gets up and goes to the podium amidst the snickers of some of her classmates. Miss Krebs snaps her fingers for quiet.
You won't think it's funny when you haven't learned of the fundamentals of the free market economy. Oh. Why do I waste my breath? You're all going to grow up to be gas station attendants and waitresses anyway. Go ahead, Megan.
My report is on global economic trends. Try and think of a world where there is no poverty, no sickness, no crime. A world where everyone is happy to be alive and everyone lives together in peace. This is my dream.
The fan on Miss Krebs' desk starts to click louder, slowing harder. Megan raises an eyebrow, but continues with her report.
This dream is becoming a reality with ever-growing international business.
Close on the fan as it changes, getting creepier, turning into a Freddy fan. Blowing harder, clicking louder.
Louder, Megan. We can't hear you.
Megan repeats the last few sentences, raising her voice to be heard over the fan. A
International
bottle of
business.
Stone in the podium overturns and spills to the floor at Megan's feet. She bends over to pick it up when her skirt blows up. Oh, little baby bird. She presses it down, but the wind is too great, and the skirt billows up, revealing her underwear. The class roars with laughter.
Louder, Megan. We still can't hear you.
But Megan isn't reading her report anymore. She's busy trying to push down her skirt when, rip, the wind blows her skirt off. Her classmates fall over themselves laughing. Rip, Megan's blouse blows away. She tries to hide behind the podium when that too swept off. Her classmates point and laugh, only now they're all a bunch of old rotten skeletons. And up front, in the center where Miss Krebs sat, is Freddy. He wears a beanie with a propeller, and he points and laughs.
And Freddie, I'm giving you a voice, Freddie.
Oh shit.
Freddie, I'm giving you a voice.
Okay.
Freddie,
Uh-huh.
I want you to be a very obnoxious radio DJ.
Okay. All dressed up and nowhere to blow.
That's
Megan
our Freddie.
screams, clutching at the last few tiny strands of cloth that cover her body. She calls to Jesse, pleading.
Jesse, my wife's snake, please help me.
But Jesse just sits at his desk, dead. He reaches up and slowly lowers a hockey mask over his pale, expressionless face.
Looks like a photo opportunity to me.
Freddy pulls out an oversized camera with a gargantuan flash gun attached. Flash bulbs?
Yeah.
Kind of a beach ball and has a nuclear warning etched into the front. Freddy sizes Megan up in the viewfinder and sneezes.
Hey.
Oh, you cut out. What did he say? You're gone. Your voice went away.
Oh, it must be one of his radio
I
co-hosts.
don't know. You can
pulling
pull
a
it
prank
closer
on
to
him.
your mouth a little bit. Speak. No, you're gone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh,
There you are.
Yeah.
Say that line one more time, Cusper.
Say cheesecake.
Nice.
Boom! The flash bulb goes off with an atomic light. Megan screams that her skeleton is blown back against the blackboard, vaporized.
And that is the end of our nightmare.
Wow.
And yeah, basically Freddy is Wile E. Coyote and he's a goddamn cartoon character in this. And yeah, so let's continue onward here with Megan waking up in her seat suddenly the classroom as normal. Miss Krebs is her gypsy self again, and Megan is back to normal.
Megan. Megan.
Megan looks around, bewildered and confused.
I asked if you were ready to give your report.
Megan realizes that she was dreaming and pulls herself together.
Sure.
Megan stands up and faints. And then we are zipping past this one little scene here for anyone that I didn't cross it off of, and we're jumping to interior school hallway moments later. And that is Jessie, and basically she was in the nurse's office. That's all you have to know. There was nothing more to that scene. And so now we're going to go moments later outside of it. This is for Jessie and Megan. And let's go to the chat for suggestions for a voice for James and a voice for Chelsea for this next
James,
scene.
do Chop Top. Chelsea, do Yoda.
Oh my god.
Okay. Here we go. Interior school hallway. Moments later, Jessie is waiting for Megan as she emerges from the nurse's office, muttering under her breath.
Old witch. What does she know? She isn't even qualified to give a shot. And she's telling me that my dreams aren't anything to worry about.
So she said you were okay?
Oh, sure. Madam Curie in there says it's just a case of heat prostration and an overdose of TV news. Ruined my makeup, too, it did.
So you're going back to class?
No. She gave me last period off.
Well, what are you bitching about? I could have had a compound fracture of the skull, and she wouldn't excuse me from PE.
Jessie, I've been having nightmares for almost 2 weeks now, and they keep getting worse. Now I'm having daymares. I want to know why.
Okay, well, didn't the nurse say it was heat probation?
Megan rolls her eyes in frustration. Just enjoying this so much.
You don't understand. I want to know more about dreams, what they mean, why we have them.
Okay, Megan, go look it up. You got the rest of the day off. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good idea. Why don't you cut last period and come with me?
Sure. Where are we going?
The library.
You want me to cut school so we can go to the library?
And that's the end of those two voices. Amazing
Thank
work there.
God.
You're chopped out. That's great. That was really good. And so now we are moving to the interior library afternoon. Megan pours through a big psychology book across the table. Jessie peers into another psychology book. It's Megan and Jessie again. Let's just see who wants to get paired up now. James, let's give you Bruce the shark from Jaws. And can you do anything from Jaws, Chelsea? Like a quint or something?
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck.
Jeez, I don't know if I could.
Okay. Then in that case, we will give you... did we do Homestar Runner? We did. Yes.
We didn't do it, though. We switched it.
Oh, sorry. Actually, let's change that to... I want you to be Littlefinger and Cersei for this scene.
Shit. Okay.
Littlefinger and Cersei for this scene.
Okay.
James is doing Cersei, right?
Please no.
We'll see. All right. Megan pours through a big psychology book across the table. Jessie peers to another psychology book.
Find anything.
Jessie looks up suddenly.
What? Oh, no. Nothing yet.
Over Jesse's shoulder, we see he has a copy of Road and Track tucked inside his psychology book.
Did you know that our subconscious retains everything that ever happened to us? Everything. From the time we're born until we die.
Really?
That's how Freddy gets at us. By using our subconscious fears. Fears our conscious minds have repressed or forgotten.
I've got a news flash for you. Freddy's dead.
I'm not so sure. If Freddy exists in our subconscious, then he can never be fully erased. Like a bad memory. You may blot it out of your mind, but it will always be hiding someplace in your dreams. Weren't you scared as a child by something so stupid that you're ashamed to admit it? I almost started talking with all.
No.
No.
Well, yes.
Well, what? What is it?
Well, when I was a kid, my brothers took me to the carnival, and in the penny arcade, there was this robot gunslinger.
Black Bart.
You know about Black Bart?
Duh. You put your quarter in and he says, go ahead and draw tenderfoot. And then you pull your gun out and shoot him.
That's just it. I never could. I'd point the gun right at him and shoot, and I could never hit the guy. So I always got killed.
No one can hit him. It's a jip.
Scared the shit out of me. Isn't that scary? I mean, for a kid.
Megan laughs. Somebody shushes her. Shh.
Okay, smartass. What about you? What scared you the most as a kid?
I remember. Lizzie wandered off one day and we couldn't find her. The police came and everything. I wasn't really worried until I saw her picture on TV. Then I got really scared. Jesse, I can't explain it, but I think something bad's going to happen.
And that is the end of those voices. Great work there. It was very classy for that scene.
Yeah,
And
I
loved,
know, that got, like, real nice.
I liked
Real nice.
hearing Cersei say "duh." That was a treat for me.
It was good.
So we are dissolving to the exterior of Lizzie's school. She sits on the step of her school, clutching her books and a Raggedy Ann doll, waiting. Behind her, wearing a protective helmet, another child named Leonard taunts her. And for this, Lizzie, I want you to be an adorable cartoon bunny. And Leonard, which is Cusper, I want you to be Mark Cusper, the character from all our early low-carb videos. So you may have to move your microphone away, as that tends to get pretty loud. So let's see how this goes. And Leonard taunts her. Cusper? A little too far. Bring it a little closer. There you go.
Stupid!
All right, cartoon bunny.
You are.
They forgot you again.
Do we cut that out?
What?
No, they won't, because I'm walking home.
Yeah, they forgot you. And you're gonna wait out here till it's dark, and then the monsters are gonna come and get you.
No, they won't, because I'm walking home.
Lizzie gets to her feet and starts walking. Leonard calls after her.
Ah, come back! Lizzie! You can wait with me! I forgot too, you know!
Oh, that was delightful. Cool. So, Lizzie now is walking briskly along. Jump to the next page here. When she sees the feeling, she gets the feeling that she's being followed. She turns and sees a cultist. Scared, Lizzie turns and runs, dropping her books as she flees down the sidewalk. As she comes to the street, a big black hearse suddenly pulls up in front of her. The door swinging open wide, burned arms reach out to grab Lizzie, pulling her into the car as it roars off down the street, close on Raggedy Ann, laying in the gutter. Cut to Megan's house, afternoon. Jesse's car pulls up to a sea of police cars parked in front of Megan's house. Megan gets out of the car and rushes inside. Interior Megan's house, cops are everywhere as Megan bursts into the house calling for her family. And this has a lot of people, and to make it easy, I want every one of them to be Adam Sandler.
Yes!
Every single character. Megan's dad,
That's the greatest
mom.
idea I've ever heard.
Everyone is Adam Sandler for this next scene. You may begin with Megan's dad.
Oh, didn't you get my message?
What message?
I called the school after lunch and had to stay late after work.
Megan's mother bellows from the living room where she is talking to a policeman taking notes. She is drunk and has been crying. Megan, you're
Oh, no.
muted. You're muted.
story.
Go, Megan.
Don't you dare blame her for this, you sorry bastard. It's all your fault. Where you been anyway?
The library.
I like my goddamn story.
Megan's mom breaks down sobbing.
Oh, Dad, what's wrong? What's happened? Where's Lizzie?
Oh, she didn't come home from school today. The police got a report that a girl fitting Lizzie's description was forced into a car by some crazies. I'm pretty sure it was this Freddy cult.
Oh my God.
Megan's dad puts his arm around Megan and tries to comfort her.
Now don't you worry. The police are going to do everything they can.
Megan looks over and sees Murdoch talking to his men when a voice from upstairs calls down and...
Hey, Captain! Better have a look up here.
Interior Lizzie's room next second. As Murdoch enters, a trooper draws his attention to the floor next to the bed. Laying there are several childlike drawings of Freddy, including one that has Freddy Lives scrawled across the top. Megan enters and sees the drawings. She gasps. And everyone's still Adam Sandler because I love it. Oh, is this the trooper?
Oh, looks like she was in the cult all along.
No, she wouldn't do that. Lizzie wouldn't join Freddy's cult.
I know it's hard to believe, miss, but a lot of good kids got caught up in this kind of trouble.
Murdoch stares at the drawings. His jaw muscles are tightening. Murdoch, you got one line.
You didn't read the full description, but I decided to do Little Mickey. Thanks.
Oh, that's a decision no one ever makes. But good work, Brock. That's a deep cut. All right. Interior, Megan's house. Moments later, Megan's dad follows Murdoch to the door, asking some things, and we'll swap up some voices here. So, Murdoch, you are now. Where'd you go? Sorry. You are now Dracula from Hotel Transylvania. And Megan's dad, you are... So technically it's still Adam Sandler.
I was going to say, isn't that just Adam Sandler?
Didn't even realize. And then, Cusper, you're going to be a very bad Marlon Brando impression for the dad.
God.
And Jesse, since you didn't get to say much as Adam Sandler, keep up the Adam Sandler, Jesse.
Oh, great. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
You
Here
very
you
much.
You can pray, sir. Pray we find your daughter before it's too late. But rest assured, if I can't persuade her to come back to her loving home, then I'll do what's best for her. Blah, blah, blah. I know you and your wife wouldn't want her to suffer. Come on. Go talk to Erwin.
Murdoch and his men say goodbye and quickly exit. Exterior Megan's house moments later. At the last of the cops drive away, Megan pulls Jesse out of the house. And both be Adam Sandler still. Finish it up.
Where are we going?
Over to Stormy's.
Stormy? I thought you and her weren't friends anymore since she stole that $20 from you.
That was her klepto phase. Then she was dating that gang member. She dumped him a long time ago.
I still don't understand. What has that got to do with Lizzie, Missy?
She used to be in the Freddy cult. Maybe she knows where they took Lizzie.
They exit Jesse's car, and we cut to interior Stormy's room afternoon. Megan's high-strung best friend Stormy is blurting out a mile a minute, and we will go and have normal voices for this. Everyone's normal, and whatever voice you've chosen for Stormy. Begin.
If I did know, I would call the police. You know that. I love Lizzie. No telling what these freaks will do to her. The Freddy cult guys are hardcore.
I thought you were in the cult.
I was in the cult for a week because my boyfriend was it at the same time. Slasher. He was. But I liked the music and the clothes, and they were clean when they were clean, but just not like the violence and stuff. But that's just my past cult phase. I got past that, like when my gang phase when I was dating Ramon, and then there was my death rock phase when I was dating Stuart.
Excuse me, but what phase are we in now?
Militant, feminist, men-hating phase. What's it fucking to ya?
Why don't you just let the cops go find her? That guy Rhett and Murdoch, he knows how to deal with these cultist psychos. He was the man who got Jason Voorhees.
That guy in my dreams.
Jason kicked his ass.
Oh, yeah. And now we are getting the exterior of Camp Crystal Lake some years ago. A little bit of a flashback here. Jesse narrates
Jason's in this movie.
a short, fuzzy, silent flashback as younger-looking Renton Murdoch is blasting away at Jason in a panic.
Well, yeah, but Murdoch put 13 bullets in Jason before he hacked his head open.
Jason cleaves Murdoch's head with a machete. Murdoch staggers back, raising his pistol.
But even with his head hacked open and his brains leaking out, Murdoch still managed to put his last bullet in Jason's eye.
Murdoch fires, the bullet smacking Jason in the eye. Thick blood runs down the hockey mask as Murdoch's body hits the ground. Interior hospital room. Murdoch lays in a bed, his head covered in bandages, tubes, and hoses, running everywhere to all sorts of medical contraptions.
Well, one of my mom's boyfriends worked at the hospital where they took him. She said that Murdoch lost more than half his brain, and what little was left inside there was all like twisted up inside, and they had to replace its skull with like a metal plate to keep it from leaking out.
And then continue for your next line.
They say he hasn't been the same since.
All right, now we're cutting back to Stormy's room, and for the oh yeah for the next scene here, James, you are the cloud captain. That's right, I'm pulling deep cuts, man.
Yeah.
And Chelsea, you are a PSA lady trying to keep it together. You're delivering a PSA information, but ants are slowly crawling up your leg.
Okay.
And Stormy, you are a toddler that's having trouble with the volume control of its voice. So let's see how this scene goes. All right, Stormy's room, continuous action.
So, what's different about him?
One thing, he used to be a Democrat, but now he wants to be Republican!
I think he thinks Lizzie joined the cult or something.
Oh my god! He'll kill her!
I've got to find Lizzie myself. I've got to find her and save her from Freddy before that crazy cop kills her.
Just where are you going to look? I mean, these cult guys could be holding her anywhere.
Murdoch said something about going to talk to somebody named Irwin.
Oh my Kelpa. He used to be in the Freddy cult. I bet he knows where they took Lizzie!
Not Squirmin' Irwin, that freak who used to eat bugs.
Who else? Owen is scary, smart, always brought home A's, but he was kind of fucked up too. I mean, who isn't really? Anyway, he quit the cult a few months back, and the cops took him away for his own safety. They say Freddy's put a death hex on Owen.
A death hex?
Yes, a death hex. You know, where someone wants you dead.
Where is he? There's ants crawling up into my butt.
Amazing. That's the end of those voices. Let's just go back to normal now as we go to the exterior Springwood Mental Center afternoon. Jesse, Megan, and Stormy pull past the large sign and into the parking lot. As Jesse puts the car in park, Megan turns to him and says,
Is this just normal?
This is normal. Yeah, sorry, we're back to normal. The ants in your butt was good enough to end the last one.
Thank you. I want you to stay here.
Why?
Don't be mad. It's just that you might scare him.
Scare him?
What she's trying to tell you is this needs a woman's gentle touch, butthead.
Just stay here, okay?
Jesse grudgingly agrees. Megan kisses Jesse on the cheek, and Stormy sticks her tongue out at him, then turns as she and Megan walk towards the main entrance. Interior Springwood Mental Center. Moments later, the security guard escorts Megan and Stormy down a row of cell doors. He stops at one, tapping lightly on the glass, and this security guard is voiced by Brock Powell, and he is the nicest Canadian man you have ever met. Just the nicest Canadian man in the world.
Oh, yo, Irwin, eh? You got a couple of visitors now. Be a good boy, eh? And you got 5 minutes. I'm starting the timer, but no rush. And I'll be right down the hall there if you need me. You just, I'll be there. Eh?
The guard exits, and we're all sad to see him go. Megan and Stormy peer through the thick window. Erwin's padded cell appears vacant.
Erwin?
Splat! Erwin suddenly presses his horribly burned face to the glass as he screams, and Erwin, you do whatever voice you want for Erwin.
Show me your arms. Show me your arms.
I love it. Megan and Stormy jump back startled. Then they quickly bare their arms, turning them over for Erwin's inspection.
Where do you shoot?
Shoot?
He's talking about the dream dope, the stuff the cultists shoot up so they can talk to Freddy.
I don't do drugs.
You're not in the cult?
No.
Didn't Freddy send you to kill me?
No.
I don't trust you. Better take off your clothes so I can check you for tracks.
Chill, Erwin. We're here for some hard data, not a floppy disk.
Erwin flops the arms of his straitjacket, gesturing to the inside of his cell, empty except for a small mattress.
Well, what do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
Freddy's cult kidnapped my sister.
I told her you might know where they took her.
I already told the cops everything I know.
Tell me, please.
Look, I'm sorry about your sister, but I've got my own problems with Freddy. I'm a marked man, you know.
Then tell me why they took her.
To bury his child. Freddy wants to be human again. In order to do that, he has to be reborn.
How can he do that?
He has to marry a virgin on holy ground. Then the cult consummates the marriage by impregnating her. Obviously.
The whole cult? Ugh.
Freddy's the son of 100 maniacs. Sort of a tradition with him.
So the cult gets Lizzie pregnant.
And Freddy enters the soul of the fetus through a dream state. Voila. Rebirth.
There is a moment as the girls take this in. Then...
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Hey, they're not my rules. Somebody else wrote them.
Erwin, you've got to help me find Lizzie. You're my only hope.
Erwin ignores that Obi-Wan reference and
Awfully familiar.
thinks about this for a second. Then...
I'll help you find your sister. But you gotta help me.
Anything. Just name it.
You have to help me kill Freddy.
Megan and Stormy exchange looks.
Freddy's dead.
Freddy lives. If only in our dreams.
Stormy grabs Megan by the arm and starts to pull her away.
Come on, Megan. Our 5 minutes is up. New page. He's giving me the creeps.
But Megan
How can you
stays
kill
close.
a dream?
When it's not a dream. Do we have a deal?
Erwin presses his palm against the glass. Megan thinks a moment, then puts her hand against the glass over his.
Deal.
Amazing. I think I do want to point out that Erwin, I believe, is supposed to be a teenager. So I love this voice for him. His voice is amazing. Don't change it. But I'm just saying, I think he's supposed to be a teenager in this cult.
It's pretty macho man. I love it.
We've got a new scene here, and we're going to get Megan, Jesse, and Stormy. Megan, let's get some things from the audience here. We need one for
All
Megan,
right.
for Jesse, for Stormy.
I'm gonna keep bringing this up because I really want to find someone that can do an Eartha Kitt. Chelsea, how's your Eartha Kitt?
I don't know.
Oh, Cusco. That's about all I've got. I could say.
It's very...
I'll put that box in the box.
I'll put that in the box.
Okay.
Sit in the
So
box.
Whitney
can
is
take
Eartha
that
Kitt.
Yeah.
one. Okay, Chelsea,
You
we've
only
got a
have
lot of
to-
requests for your Pennywise.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
We get your Pennywise, and I'm sorry, Zorn. Who else needs one?
James.
Me, I could do my Pennywise, the Tim Curry one.
Tim Curry.
I feel like the chat has asked for some Tim Curry, and I think the chat likes the comparisons.
Great.
So
Tim
Okay.
Curry Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård, or yeah, right, Bill Skarsgård Pennywise, and Eartha Kitt, who didn't play Pennywise but should have. You may
Sure.
begin
Okay.
Yeah,
with.
yeah, you got
I
it.
got
You
it. It's
got
fine.
it.
It's
All right.
fine.
They're standing in front of a payphone. Begin.
No, I won't do it.
Come on, Jesse. Please.
It's illegal. I could go to jail.
How will they ever know? Don't be such a pussy.
Oh, yeah? Why don't you call them?
Okay, I will.
No, they'll never believe her.
I can disguise my voice.
Hello, how do you do? My name is Jesse. I think I'm a man, but I'm actually a wimp.
They'll never believe that. Come on, Jesse. For me.
Okay, I'll do it. And I'm not a wimp.
Jesse sighs and steps onto the phone booth. After a moment's hesitation, Jesse steps out and immediately both girls blurt out 10 reasons why he should make the call. Let's hear a couple of those reasons, ladies. Give me a couple of reasons why he should do it.
Good for your health.
Why?
Because you have a quarter in your pocket.
That's great. Those are real reasons. I need 2 more from each of you.
Your penis is small and you want to prove you're really sexy.
Because don't you want to serve this country?
Because you secretly have a crush on Lizzie because you're weird and gross.
Yeah, Lizzie's 13,
She's a
by the way. Amazing. So you heard those reasons, Jesse. So you better call for quiet. As soon as both the girls shut up, he says...
I need a quarter for the phone.
Megan fishes out a quarter and hands it to him. Jesse re-enters the booth. Angle in the phone booth as Jesse dials a number. We've got a little mini scene with the security guard here. And Jesse, I want you to be Jigsaw. James, you'll be Jigsaw. And security guard, you're still the nicest Canadian man ever, because I love it. Oh, where'd he go?
No.
Oh, shit.
My scene partner, no.
Your scene partner went away. I hope he's okay.
I do have to say, though, that the first line in the scene is perfect for John Kramer.
Yes, I would think that it was. That's why I picked it. Oh, Brock's coming back in. Technical difficulties, everyone. I'm letting Brock back into the thing. Let's get his audio connected.
Oh, I pressed a button there I shouldn't have, eh? Oh, sorry.
Can you rotate your screen?
No, okay. Is that better?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Oh,
all right.
Hey.
So
All right.
Here it is. We are at the interior of a Springwood Mental Center. Next instant, the security guard picks up his phone as it rings.
Hello, Springwood Mental Center. How can I help you? Are you doing okay? You sound sad there.
There's a bomb planted in your building.
Well, hey, who is this there, eh?
If I were you, I'd get my ass out of there.
In the background, we hear Megan and Stormy whisper something to Jesse.
Oh yeah, Freddy lives.
Do 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 do. Click. The guard's eyes grow wide. Exterior, Springwood Mental Center. Afternoon. Seconds later, the peaceful quiet of the asylum is shattered by a fire alarm. Soon, all the inmates start filing out into the yard, loosely herded by the guards. Irwin files out from the others. Still wearing his straitjacket, Irwin looks over at the parking lot. Jesse's car flashes its lights. Irwin starts to casually wander off. And then, security guard.
Hey, Irwin, where do you think you're going, eh?
Oh, Irwin ignores him, still moving towards the fence.
Oh, no, come on, I'm talking to you, asshole. Sorry about the asshole bit, eh?
Just gets so gosh darn mad. Irwin breaks into a run. The guard takes off after him. In the car, Jesse, Megan, and Stormy watch as the guard closes the distance.
He's not gonna make it.
We've got to do something. I think that's still pretty honest.
With grim determination, Jesse starts his car. Jesse's car races for the fence with a loud metallic ching. Jesse's car knocks the fence down. Irwin dances over the down chain link fence, diving into the open window. Then Jesse's car does a 180 and peels off. Angle inside car as Stormy Megan help Irwin out of his straitjacket. Once freed, Irwin extends his hand to Jesse.
Hi, my name's Irwin. Thanks for busting me out of there.
Jesse looks at Irwin's outstretched hand. The fingertips are all heavily bandaged.
Yeah, right. Look, Irwin, just do me one favor. Don't eat nothing disgusting. My stomach is tight enough as it is.
The security guard runs up to the fence. Oh, with an aw shucks look, he spots something in the fence and plucks it out. It's Jesse's front license plate. Cut to interior, abandoned boiler room, dusk. Close on Lizzie, screaming and crying as the cultists rip her sleeves off and inject her with a syringe. After a moment, Lizzie starts to settle down, falling asleep. Lizzie's dream state POV, as the cultists reach the boiler, It splits open in the middle like a giant gate. The two halves swing open to reveal a nightmare. Who has this one highlighted? I actually don't remember. Ted? All right, this is Ted. We'll be reading this one. We need a nightmare suggestion, something that would appear in a nightmare.
Just one?
We'll just do one, and if I want to torture him again, I'll ask for another, but it's a fairly short
I'm
nightmare.
just curious what you'll do with this. Donald Duck wearing pants instead of a shirt.
I don't think you'll understand anything that is said.
That's a I'm gonna pass out.
Okay, he did it, but we also need to hear the words.
I can't talk. I can make.
I can give you another one. How about a killer dog robot?
A killer dog robot. All right. May begin.
A narrow, rocky ledge extends out moderately on the top of tall, narrow mountain park. On either side of the ledge in a sheer drop to the bleak landscape below park. Rivers of hot molten lava stretching out for miles and filled with lost souls, drowning and burning. Rough.
All right. I have just installed a chip into his voice center that makes him a very calm British dog robot.
The cultists carry Lizzie across the rocky ledge towards the giant's mirror. The cultists roll Lizzie over in their arms, holding her tight as they push her face forward into the mirror. The glass gives way like mercury. Lizzie's face disappearing into the mirror. Lizzie's face stares out into utter blackness. Then something large and evil-looking swims up out of the darkness. Clawed hands reach out and grab Lizzie by the sides of the face as the huge monstrous head moves forward, evil lips parting, tongue slithering out. The evil thing gives Lizzie a big, wet French kiss, locking its lips over hers. Several slippery something slither into her mouth. Lizzie struggles, but the big evil thing is way too strong. Finally, it releases her, and the cultists pull her back out. The cultists carry Lizzie out of hell and back into the abandoned boiler room. Continuous action. Horribly burned hands slap Lizzie across a semi-conscious state. Her eyes grow wide with the fear again as she opens her mouth to scream. Suddenly, she doubles over and vomits up into a Tupperware, and a cultist thrusts under her. 3 evil-looking eels stood forth from Lizzie's mouth. The Dream Demons.
Yeah, that's right. The Dream Demons have returned. I'm sorry, James.
No.
Sorry the Dream Demons are back, but hey. I got nothing. I got no explanation for it. All right, as I did write in my script, I don't know if anyone can see that. Now it gets all things. But I did say boo, just in big, big letters. Okay, so good work, Ted. That was that nightmare.
My cat did not like the dog robot.
Oh, no.
She was
all good. All right, we will continue with exterior old power plant dusk. Several shadows flee into the night as Jesse's car pulls up next to a rundown building. Then we've got a bit of a scene here for Megan, Erwin, Jesse, and Stormy. Let's get some suggestions from the audience, because they got some good stuff out there.
So, James and Chelsea, can you beat each other? So Chelsea be James, and James be Chelsea.
Okay.
Stormy, let's throw anyone from the Scooby-Doo gang.
I don't know.
And then who's the art? We need someone for
Ted.
Gollum.
Gollum for Ted. So Gollum for Ted. Role reversal for James and Chelsea. Are you guys good with that? Are you gonna see what happens?
I guess I'll try.
What happens, I guess.
Do you need me to do an impression of the two of you than to impersonate me?
Do a neutral third party to crib off of? Maybe.
I just know. Go on and get. Go on and get. Title card.
Let's just fucking see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, here we go. I love this. Interior, abandoned boiler room. Moments later, Erwin leads Megan, Jesse, and Stormy down into the old burnt-out boiler room. Erwin starts sniffing around, pointing out several used syringes laying scattered around the floor.
Damn! We must have just missed them.
Megan spots Lizzie's shirt sleeves on the floor.
Oh my God, she was here. This was part of Lizzie's shirt. It's all torn. I'm just doing James the fucking kill count.
You got it.
Erwin, we've got to find her.
We're too late. There's no way except.
Except what?
We could go after Freddy.
How?
Erwin goes to a boiler, bends down and reaches up underneath it. He draws out a well-worn Mutant Ninja Turtles lunchbox. They're not teenagers, apparently.
They're adults.
Yeah, adult Ninja Turtles with day jobs. Inside, a vial of liquid and several syringes and several pairs of cult shades.
We have injected ourselves with dream dough precious. It's a mild narcotic that brings on a dreamlike state.
Megan thinks about this for a moment, then nods her approval.
Okay, let's do it.
Megan, we don't do drugs. I mean, what if one of us gets hooked or something? We could turn out like him.
Jesse jerks a thumb towards Erwin.
Don't worry about it. We need you while you're awake anyway.
What for?
We're going to go under and try and find Freddy. When we do, we'll grab him and bring him here. Then you can kill him with this.
Erwin hands Jesse an old rusty revolver with which to kill Freddy.
This rusty chunk of shit? What good is this?
It's not a gun, precious. It's what's in it. Silver bullets blessed by a priest.
Will that work?
Should, but
you don't make the rules. Yeah.
What should we do?
Have a seat over there and make yourselves comfortable. Roll up your sleeves and put these on.
Erwin hands Megan and Stormy each a pair of sunglasses with flashing red diodes in each lens. Stormy puts on hers immediately and says,
Whoa.
yeah.
Scooby-Doo.
Nice.
What are they for?
And this one, Ted, for this one line, I want you to be Doc Brown. Just for this one line.
That's how the cult keeps in constant contact with Freddy. The little lights flashing are a sustained ocular input that causes your brain to resonate at approximately the same frequency at which the dream state is most likely to occur.
All of this went over Megan's head. Stormy shrugs.
Whatever. Put 'em on. They're really cool.
Megan and Stormy sit down in easy chairs. Erwin comes over and injects each girl with the dream dope, and then Erwin injects himself.
It helps to hold hands if you want to go together.
Megan clasps hands with Erwin and Stormy. Jesse watches with skepticism and concern. Erwin ushers a final warning.
And remember, Freddy knows what scares you.
And then all three fall through their chairs into another nightmare. Who's got this one?
Me.
Brock Powell. We need a nightmare for Brock Powell, and everyone else can be their normal voices. Good work on swapping, and I hope your relationship maintains after those impressions of each other. They were sweet.
Everyone says we talk like each other like when you're in a relationship for that long, so I'm just like,
Basically, everyone was like, just do the kill count, James.
Yeah,
just
pretty
scream.
much.
Oh, yeah.
So, Brock,
I'll do that one next time.
because it's on brand, can we get Goofy, who is secretly Freddy?
Oh gosh, let me see if I can do that. Okay, Goofy from
like-
Disney, that is secretly Freddy Krueger.
Yes.
I'll see if I can do it. Let's go.
Yes, and everyone else's voices are normal for this because that's going to be weird enough. And interior dream space continuous action begin.
What a rush!
Oh wait,
Let him
that's
read
me,
his
right?
stuff
Am I going?
first. Yeah, no, he's got things to read.
No, I gotta read some stuff. Here we
Do
go.
it.
Oh, that.
Yeah, you're fine. Megan and Stormy and Erwin falling through the dream space. Fantastic digital effect tonal. Still holding hands. The girls scream. As Erwin smiles and yells.
What a
Interior abandoned boiler room. Same time. Jesse watches over Megan, Stormy, and Erwin all asleep in their chairs. Interior nightmare boiler room. Next moment, Megan, Stormy, and Erwin fall into a crazy nightmare boiler room. As they get to their feet, Megan hears Lizzie's voice.
Megan, help me, please.
Megan enters the shaft, following the sound, which suddenly the shaft closes up behind her. And Stormy and Erwin try to find the opening again, but can't. And now I remembered I'm also supposed to be evil.
Let's see how that changes it.
Freddy's trying to split us up.
Interior abandoned boiler room, same time. Jesse is standing in front of an old full-length mirror, practicing drawing a pistol. He pulls it and pretends to fire, blowing imaginary smoke from the muzzle as he says,
Okay, Freddy, there's a new sheriff in Dreamland now.
Interior nightmare boiler room. Next moment, Stormy and Irwin make their way through the creepy boiler room calling for Megan, and a strange shadow stalks them. It's Freddy. And he drops down in front of Irwin and Stormy.
And then let's get a new voice for Brock, a new nightmare. Not the movie A New Nightmare, but a new nightmare voice for him.
No, can't do that one. That's just screaming. Let's do, where to go? Evil Leprechaun.
An evil leprechaun.
Stormy's got a line.
Oh, Stormy.
Actually, I actually just want to hear Zoki's leprechaun first.
Oh, you want to hear mine first?
Yeah.
All right, there's the request for it. There once was a man from Tass, whose balls were made of fine brass, and in stormy weather, his balls clanged together, and sparks flew out of his ass.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Don't do that. Do whatever you want. That was just a request from Cusper.
Okay.
Or somebody?
All right, here we go. Stormy.
I've got him. It's him. Wake us up. Wake us up.
But Irwin is paralyzed with fear.
Don't just stand there. Wake us up.
I feel like seafood tonight.
Suddenly, Stormy's arms have become huge lobster claws, and she jerks away from Freddy, but too late, because Stormy starts to change into a giant lobster woman. Yes. And Freddy smiles. Oh, he smiles. And now he's wearing a chef's hat and an apron, and he's also got his food handling and beverage card. Evil.
Do your best, Freddy. Come on, get real Freddy on this one, Cusper.
Stew on this, bitch!
Yes. Continue.
That's so great. Same voice, Oren?
Yeah, keep going.
Freddy knocks the lobster woman over the side. She falls into the boiling water far below. Curse splash. And hard cut to interior abandoned boiler room. Next instant. And Stormy wakes with a start, yelling,
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Jesse spins, aiming the pistol, but nothing is there. An interior nightmare boiler room. Same time. Freddy turned towards Irwin.
Well, if it isn't my old pal Irwin.
Height its time. Irwin stares wide-eyed, frozen to the spot.
I've got something special in mind for you.
Oh, let's get a new nightmare for
I'm
Brock.
sorry. The fact that he sounds so far away is so fucking funny.
I love Freddy.
It's so funny.
New nightmare for Brock?
This is going to be George Bush stoned out of his mind.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
God. Wait, junior or senior? Which one?
You
Does it
pick.
matter?
Whatever you
It
want.
does
It
not
does,
specify.
yeah.
Here you go.
but-
Also, just because I can, Zoran, I'd like to hear your version
Oh,
of it
Jesus
first.
Christ. American.
That was great.
There's-
This is going to be the worst thing I've ever done. That was excellent.
So excited.
That was so high. All right, continue.
First of all, not going to do the one you thought it was. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Suddenly, Irwin reaches into his sleeves and he pulls up a pen. It's there. And Freddy gawks and surprised. He's very surprised. Irwin picks his finger.
He pricks it. Doesn't just pick
Oh, yeah,
it.
he does.
Pricks it.
He picks it and he pricks it.
And
And here
then-
we go. Interior abandoned boiler room. Next instant, and Irwin. It's turning into Trump. It's suddenly just turning
Don't
into
do
Trump.
it.
Yeah.
I won't do it. Irwin wakes with the start, and Stormy smacks him right in the behind.
Am I normal, Stormy? Am I
Just
somebody
normal.
else?
Everyone's normal except for Brock.
You didn't help me, you pussy. I could have had it. You gutless, spineless, spineless.
Yeah.
Jellyfish. The stationary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Rumsfeld, I'm starting to think that Iraq might not be a great idea. Jesse looks over to where Megan is still sleeping. And interior Elm Street daydream. Megan comes down the sidewalk, still following Lizzie's voice.
Megan, help me, Megan.
It leads her to house. Megan enters the front door, and interior Megan's house, continuous action. Megan sees her father is sitting at the kitchen table reading his paper, and the headline reads, Freddy lives.
Daddy?
He looks up and he quietly shushes her.
Cusper, be a Marlon Brando from The Godfather.
Sure. I'm trying to be invisible.
Continue. Brock, you're almost done.
Oh, God, okay.
All right, fine. New voice, new last nightmare for Brock to finish up. One more nightmare.
Oh, I am not mute. Great. Okay. Mickey Mouse doing John Kramer.
Mickey Mouse gets Jigsaw.
Oh my god.
Mickey Mouse is Jigsaw?
You can say Zoran if you want to hear it.
No. I kind of do, Zoran.
Okay. Live or die, make your choice. Oh, boy, you're going to get stabbed with needles.
That's just Mickey.
Yeah, but he's saying things like John Kramer
Jigsaw
would.
lines.
He's saying lines as if it was whatever it was. I guess if you mix it, it'll just be my normal voice. It'll just go, oh, I'm so sad that I'm so sad. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Good luck, Brock.
Okay, thank you so much. This has been really fun. I will never do one of these again. Gosh, hiya, pal. I want to play a game. And with that, Megan's dad disappears forever. Only the newspaper remains. Then Megan hears Lizzie's voice again upstairs. As Megan passes her mother's room, she looks in and sees her mother putting an empty bottle to her lips. No, Pluto! The bottle sucks the life out of Megan's mom. No, Pluto! Who shrivels up into an old, ugly Brooklyn. God damn it, Pluto! Megan starts to help her mother when Lizzie's cry for help draws her to interior Lizzie's room. Continuous action. Megan enters. Gosh, and she sees Lizzie on her bed under the covers.
Help me.
Megan pulls back the covers to reveal that Lizzie is pregnant, her naked, swollen stomach protruding from her nightgown. Something inside is trying to push its way out.
Megan!
Kind of like the way we pushed out the Frozen sequel. Lizzie screams. Megan moves to help her sister when Freddy's glove bursts out of Lizzie's stomach, stabbing Megan in the chest. Gosh.
That's the end of the nightmare. Great job,
What
Brock.
the
That was a long
fuck
one. Thank
is
you.
happening?
Thank you so much. Lizzie's pregnant in the dream, and Freddy bursts out of her stomach. Again, she's 13. She was French kissed by Freddy.
ask.
She's pregnant by Freddy. It's real messed up, everybody. So we are now jumping back, and let's just take a break here and just everybody be normal for a little bit. We did a lot of voices. And we're going to go to the interior, abandoned boiler room, continuous action. Megan wakes up suddenly. She looks up at Stormy, Erwin, and Jesse standing over her.
Are you okay?
They help Megan to her feet.
He got away. I had him and he got away. Stop. Oh, God. Lizzie, I lost her.
Well, at least you're not dead now.
No, I'm not dead. No, I'm not. But Freddy killed me.
He killed me, too, but look.
Stormy raises her shirt up to show Megan she is unharmed. Erwin sneaks a look and Stormy smacks him. Megan gets to her feet, asking,
Now that I think about it, he's killed me in all my nightmares. But I'm not dead. What does it mean?
Means we still got some time left. Until his remains are host to the dream demons. Freddy can't hurt us.
Hello, the dream demons?
Freddy made a pact with Satan when he died. So Satan bestowed upon him the dream demons. It's the source of Freddy's power to manipulate our physical reality. Without them, he's powerless. Nothing more than a bad dream. Hey, like I said, I don't make the rules.
Wow, Jesse, you're such a fake fan. But we've still got a chance, right? A chance to kill Freddy before he gets back his power?
We already tried that. There's no way for us to kill Freddy. He's too clever. He knows how to get to us.
Then let's get somebody else. Somebody strong.
Yeah, we could hire somebody to kill Freddy, like a hitman.
You'd have to hire 1,000 of them. Or one really big guy who isn't afraid of anything. No fear. Nada. Then you got a shot.
Where are you gonna find a hitman? The yellow pages? In your dreams.
Jesse's last 3 words strike Megan like a thunderbolt, and she stammers out a name.
Jason.
Jason?
Jason Voorhees.
Jason Voorhees? That's brilliant! The perfect dream warrior. No fear.
I love you, Erwin.
I love Erwin so much.
Excuse me, Einstein, but isn't Jason Voorhees dead?
Seriously dead. Buried up by Crystal Lake somewhere. Don't worry. I know how to bring him back to life.
Somehow I just knew you would.
But that's not the problem. The problem is control. Once we bring Jason back from the dead, I'm not 100% sure we'll do what we tell him.
Well, that's okay. As long as he doesn't chop us up.
Erwin rolls his eyes around, uncertain.
Erwin, I'm trusting you on this, so tell me the truth. Do you think if we do this, if we go and get Jason and bring him back to life, that he could kill Freddy?
No doubt about. Jason could wreck Freddy on this side of the dream line. But if Freddy has home court advantage, I don't know. Too close to call. The trick would be to get Jason to enter a dream state, grab Freddy, and drag him out to our reality.
I haven't got a choice. I've got to try something. I can't ask either of you to help me do this. It's illegal, immoral, disgusting.
Hey, we sisters have to stand together, right? Where you lead, I'll follow. Count me in.
Megan embraces Stormy, then all 3 turn to Jesse. He looks them over and sighs.
Let me get this straight. We're going to dig one dead maniac up to fight another dead maniac?
That's about the size of it. And if I'd be doing you a disservice if I said there wasn't a modicum of risk involved.
Megan, I don't want to do this.
You don't have to, Jesse. It's not your fight. I understand.
But I damn sure don't want you to do it without me. Count me in!
Megan hugs Jesse. Erwin tries to hug Stormy, but she pushes him away.
Look out, Freddy. Here we come.
Cut to exterior Springwood Auto Yard night. In his shack, listening to a small portable radio, is the night watchman. His small dog suddenly perks up her ears and growls low. The watchman turns down the radio, and for the night watchman, here is yours. You ready for this, Brock? You are a man who has always wanted to be a father, but could never find a partner to start a family. I mean, you had a high school sweetheart named Bethany, and that pregnancy scare that you had was a little bit of hope, but she assured you that it was a false alarm right before she left for college. Perhaps that was the only chance you had to have a child, but you just can't think of that now because tonight's your last night of work at your job, and tomorrow you set off for Aruba for retirement. Whatever that voice is. And yes, continue.
What's the matter, girl? You hear something? Is it the Beach Boys? Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you.
Oh, I love this night watchman. The night watchman steps out of his shack and squints into the darkness when a line of several hearses approach. The lead hearse pulls up to the shack and the driver window rolls down.
What is this? It's so hard to see through my tears. Is it a funeral procession?
A Freddy cultist sticks his face out the window and says this, and he says it with his voice. The Freddy cultist is, what is that, Mark Cusper?
Yeah.
Okay, you are a young orphan boy who joined the Freddy cult after they murdered your foster family. You never knew your real parents, but you do have a locket with a picture of your birth mother that is simply engraved Bethany. And your line.
That's exactly what it is. You hear me?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whose?
Yours.
Bang! The cultist shoots the old man right through the head. I think that's number 11.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nope, not 11.
Quite a
Sorry.
bit.
Yeah. Nope, not 14. I can't remember which one that was. 15? Yep. The Night Watchman, dead. 15th one, shot by a cultist, which I gave a tragic backstory so that it was his unknown son that shot him. If that didn't come across clear from my convoluted explaining. All right, here we go. The cultist shoots the old man right through the head. The little dog starts barking ferociously when another shot silences her as well.
No!
Yeah, they killed the dog.
What?
But we don't count dogs in kill counts.
No.
No, we do not.
Does dogs count for 10 people?
Yeah.
They're better.
Yeah. Watch my spin-off series, Dog Count, where I count the dog deaths in all films. And it's the
You're
saddest
getting
series.
sued.
It's the saddest series you've ever watched. It's
That way
just
I know what
depressing.
movies not to watch. So
That
please,
sounds
send me that
awful.
series.
That other dog's dead. And, oh, Jesus Christ. At least the one in Independence Day lived. All right,
Don't
so...
watch Chernobyl.
Okay, another cultist swings open the gate. The funeral procession proceeds inside. Interior, Springwood Auto Yard a short time later. The cultists are standing around a small pit. Inside the pit, the uncovered remains of Freddy Krueger. Nothing more than charred bones. Lizzie is brought forward and injected with dream dope as the needle is passed around. She no longer struggles, accepting her fate with droopy eyes. Lizzie's dream dope POV as she watches one of the cultists reach down and put a rusty funnel into Freddy's broken jawbone. Another cult member steps forward with the Tupperware. He pours the dream demons into the funnel. Close on Freddy's remains as the dream demons swim around inside his skull. His bones start to bleed. Blood becomes arteries and veins. Vessels become muscle. Muscle growing scarred flesh. There is a flash from the pit. Then suddenly, Freddy Krueger, as you've known him, as you've loved him, leaps out of the pit and cries, "You better nail this line, Cusper."
Smoking!
Yep, it was the 90s.
Oh my
He's
god.
the mask. Whew, Lizzie rolls her eyes up, as does the audience, and she faints. The cultists fire their weapons into the air and cheer as the building high stacks of wrecked cars surrounding them honk their horns and flash their lights. We are now going to a highway scene for Jesse, Megan, and Stormy. And how long is this scene here? It's a bit of a length. Megan, let's grab some suggestions from the audience because they're giving us some good stuff.
Okay. We need a Dr. Loomis. Who can give us our best Dr. Loomis?
James, you're gonna have to just attempt it.
I'll try. Fuck.
Okay.
I
And I
remember,
think that means
Michael.
we're down
I
to the
remember him.
ladies. Can we do an Arnold off? We've gotten quite a few Terminator
Wait,
requests.
we've got requests. Never mind. Everyone's Arnold. If they're requesting,
Okay.
everyone
We
is
got-
Arnold.
But I will say the chat wants Loomis at some point, so
You
make
will
him
get
come
a
back.
Loomis, but I'm doing
Dude,
all
I-
Arnold right now.
I just feel like Ted can do a kick-ass Loomis, so let's just revel in some bad Arnold.
All right, bad Arnold. Here we go for the next scene. Exterior, highway night. Headlights as Jesse's car zooms past a sign that reads Crystal Lake. How many miles away, audience? 13 miles.
13.
Oh, it's so funny. 13 days, 13 miles. I love you, Lewis. All right, continue.
We're almost there.
We should pull over and ask directions.
If it doesn't offend the men. Oops, sorry, there aren't any.
Very funny.
Exterior, gas station night. What the heck?
Don't think they're open.
It says open all night.
Jesse honks the horn and yells.
Hey, can we get some service out here?
I don't think there's anybody here.
Suddenly, a crazy old coot appears on the opposite side with a shotgun. Everyone in the car jumps.
What do you kids want?
We are looking for the old cemetery that's supposed to be around here somewhere.
What an old for? I'm not gonna wait for you to finish.
We want to see it. Who is your
nothing to
daddy
see
and what does
clearly. No, except a bunch of old graves.
Look, mister, can you give us directions or not?
The old man gives the occupants of the car a going over with his one good eye.
You're not going up there to do something stupid, like Jingle All the Way 2, are you?
Ha! Stupid? Like what? Besides Jingle All the Way 2?
I suppose in this case a third one would be even stupider. But also like digging up Jason Voorhees. Yeah, that's what. Very stupid.
Yeah, they all start to say no, shaking their heads innocently.
No.
Never.
In a big performance that wouldn't fool a stick.
Jesus, why would anyone do that?
I don't know. But people do.
Been dug up a few times already, has he?
What times that I can remember? Jamie.
Well, we're just doing an article for a high school newspaper about the dangers of breaking into cemeteries at night. You know, stuff that can get you hurt.
All right,
like
and
cookies.
Like cookies. Put the
Like
cookie down.
Jingle All the Way.
Hold on. The old coot scans the foursome again closely as he acquiesces, and for this one last one, you don't have to be Arnold. I want you to be Festus, the old grizzled prospector.
Festus?
Yeah.
Who's Festus?
He's on your demo reel, dude.
Oh no! You pulled something off of my demo reel?
I took it from your demo reel. Oh, sorry.
If I was to say, if not that one, there's a really fun one that came up in the chat.
Okay. I just wanted to hear an old prospector for this character.
I like that.
Okay. Old grizzled prospector. For this one line.
Well, okay, yeah, Festus. It's been a few years since I've done that demo, but remember, I work for Toon House, and we do all sorts of voiceover demos, and they're very good. Well, as long as you're not going up there to do something stupid, take this road about a mile and make a left at the old sawmill, and then ignore your GPS. You got a tom-tom, that's curious, and that road will take you right on into Eternal Peace Cemetery. Can't miss it.
Well done, Brock. Jesse is already standing on the gas, leaving old Coot standing in a cloud of smoke and dust. We are now at the Eternal Peace Cemetery. Megan, Jesse, Stormy, and Erwin enter the shadowy cemetery carrying lamps with shovels over their shoulders as they search through the cemetery. So we have a Jesse, Megan, Stormy, and Erwin. So, Erwin, if you'd like to be Loomis, do you think you could do a Professor Loomis?
Yeah.
Or not Professor, whatever.
It
Dr.
sounds
Loomis.
like this. Yes, I'm going to. Freddy, yes.
Can you, Zoran? I'm hitting.
Oh, you're hitting the Zoran
button. I have no
button?
idea what I'm doing.
Oh, shoot. I looked into those eyes, and I saw
those
pure evil
eyes.
staring back at me.
Okay.
This is as close as I'm going to probably get with it. But Michael!
Michael!
There it is. All right, so there will be a Loomis. Then we need for Whitney?
For Whitney, let's have her. She is someone who has to sneeze but can't quite get it out.
Okay, awesome. Chelsea?
Is James in the scene still too?
Yes.
We had a request to do a riffraff and magenta.
Oh my god.
I don't know what that is, but sure, they know what it is.
Orange.
Oh, that is. I know what it is.
Not to say.
Well, James just fired me because of that. I know
He
they
knows
are
it. I
now.
can verify he knows it.
I do. I've watched it. I sang in it once.
Finally come to Vegas, I'm gonna make you watch it again.
Oh, great. All right, here we go. So this is our next scene. They are all in the cemetery about to dig up Jason's body.
Did we already read the scene description?
I just did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
I'm jumping to your line. The story about Jason Voorhees.
What's the story on Jason Voorhees anyway?
Where have you been? Jason was that guy who ran around with a hockey mask chopping up camp counselors, stuff.
I knew that. What I mean was why.
It started a long time ago, back in the 50s, when Jason drowned at Camp Crystal Lake. His mother went berserk and started killing the counselors.
She got her head chopped off by one of the girls she was trying to kill.
Right. And then Jason came back from his watery grave to get revenge.
He came back from the grave?
Yeah. Chopped up a number of people before they finally caught up to him.
What happened to him then?
They killed him.
How can you kill somebody who's back from the grave?
Not very well, apparently. Jason keeps coming back to life and chopping people up. It's a never-ending cycle of terror up here at Crystal Lake. A real problem.
Why does he keep coming back to life and killing people?
They say he's looking for revenge on the camp counselor who murdered him as a child. Jason just happens to go about it in the socially unacceptable way of hacking through every teenager he finds until he gets the right one. Here it is.
That was a good one for Loomis to do. I like that. So here we go. Irwin shines his light on Jason's grave. Angle on tombstone. Jason Voorhees, born 1945, died 1953. Beneath the death date, crudely scratched into the stone, are the dates 1981, 1982, 1984, 1985, 86, 88, etc. Which I think that's a pretty good joke. As my buddy Michael Rousselet would say, good joke. Good joke. But anyway, Jesse and Irwin start digging for a while until Jesse hits something solid. Hands brush away the remaining dirt, exposing the coffin below. Jesse jams a crowbar under the lid, forcing it open. The casket lid cracks open a bit when hundreds of roaches escape from the inside. Megan and Stormy run off, screaming, batting at their hair and clothing. Jesse rolls around on the ground. Irwin sighs, plucks a roach off his shirt, and calmly eats it.
Fuck Irwin.
It's messed up, man. A short time later at the cemetery, Jesse and Irwin open up the casket. Everyone recoils from the stench. Then they shine their lights inside. Nothing but rotting chunks and a broken hockey mask. The kids putting several plastic trash bags full of Jason. Oh, we cut to them putting trash bags full of Jason into the trunk of Jesse's car and slamming the lid closed. Everyone piles into the car, exhausted. In the back, Irwin picks his nose, unaware that Stormy is watching him. Her mouth gaping in horror, Irwin becomes aware of Stormy's sickened scrutiny and pulls out his finger, presenting it to Stormy. Let's just finish up with those voices we had before, because it's just one more page.
Look, the bugger man. Get it?
Get back, you nasty ass bastard! Oh, I had seen the last of those when my brother graduated third grade.
We just dug up a rotting corpse and you're worried about a little snot.
Jesse looks over at Megan, curled up in a ball beside him. She purrs.
I'm exhausted. Wake me when we get back home.
Oh, better not fall asleep. We've still got a lot of work to do and Freddy's out there waiting.
That means we've all got to stay awake.
Duh.
I know. We'll sing a song. Roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. Come on, everybody.
Let's all do the time warp again. Megan leads the none too enthusiastic group in another chorus of Row Your Boat as Jesse's car roars off into the night. And we now enter another dream. This one, I believe, is Whitney will be reading this dream out. Everyone else will have their normal voices. Freddy, be as Freddy as you can be with these lines you've got coming up. And yeah, so let's get a nightmare for Whitney.
Okay, so it's a nun or a priest stub their toe, but swears in the holiest of ways.
All right, see if you can work that in. You made it.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Exterior, lonely road. That's right, yeah.
Mhm.
Exterior, lonely road night. Megan is leaning. Frankincense and myrrh. Megan is leaning against the door, murmuring softly to herself as she drifts off to sleep.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
In the back seat, Owen is nuzzled between Stormy's breast bosoms, suckling his thumb both the fast asleep. Jiminy Christmas! Jesse stares at the road ahead, his own eyelids drooping. The car starts to weave. Angle out windshield, we flash past Freddy holding a criminy cardboard sign by the side of the road. We'll kill for frickin' food.
All right, let's get a new voice for Whitney.
Okay, you're afraid of heights and you're inching up the roller coaster right before the big drop.
Okay. Jesse shakes his head. He tries to concentrate on the road, his eyes falling once more. Jesse's car zooms past a billboard. Okay. Behind the billboard, a highway patrol car, a radar gun sticking out past the driver's window. Close in on the radar gun as Jesse's car passes in the background. Red digits cascading up. It's going up. It's up. Freddy, now dressed as a highway patrolman, sits behind the wheel. The radar gun displays reflected in the mirror shades. It reads, "Kill them!"
Shouldn't dream and drive!
Freddy starts the car and it pulls up. Oh God, it's pulling up. But what comes out is from behind the billboard isn't a patrol car. It's Freddy's nightmare mobile. Oh God, a big chrome pipe belching hellfire.
All right, and new voice for Whitney.
Carol fucking Baskins.
Carol Tigers.
I don't know this one.
I watched it at the beginning of quarantine. It's been a whole solid 2 months, guys.
Hey,
Yeah.
you cool
I-
Cats and kittens.
There you go. No, this
Freddy
one.
starts the car and pulls up, and what comes out behind the billboard? Oh, I said that.
Mhm.
Angle in Jesse's rearview mirror as Jesse's eyelids pull close and his head nods forward, revealing the nightmare mobile closing from behind fast. The nightmare mobile runs up to the back of Jesse's car just an inch from the bumper. Freddy moves one of the dozen levers on the dash. Close on Freddy's hood ornament, a small version of Freddy's glove. It extends out towards the back of Jesse's car, one of the tiny knobs inserting into the trunk lock and turning with a slight click. The trunk lid opens. Inside angle trunk, the plastic bags with Jason's remains aren't moving. Freddy works another level, and the tiny gloves slit each bag. The various pieces of Jason, hands, boots, intestines, etc., crawl out of the bag.
All right, let's get a new voice for you.
You are a chicken monster.
Chicken Monster, but Freddy still has a line. Sorry, Freddy, do your line.
Oh, I'm not the chicken monster.
No, you're normal.
the
Sorry,
chicken monster.
just be
Thank
Freddy.
God.
Looks like the cat's out of the bag now!
Clucking.
Relaxes the tiny hand, closes the trunk. The nightmare mobile pulls out from behind Jesse's car, on the rear quarter panel. Wham! All four occupants of the car get awake, startled. Megan looks out her window and sees the nightmare mobile as it closes in again.
It's Freddy!
Sparks fly. Everyone screams. Freddy laughs as he falls back for another shot. Megan sees the dozens of lost souls trapped in the back of the nightmare mobile, staring at her through the back window. A small yellow sign reads, "Lost souls on board."
All right, new voice.
You're a teenager who constantly is called by her mother.
Jesse fights to keep the car on the road when suddenly the pieces, Mom, of Jason attack bursting from behind the back seat. One hand crawls up the back of the front seat, exploding into Jesse's throat. Jason's intestines explode out of the back seat. Mom! Slithering and snaking their way around Stormy and Erwin. One of Jason's boots wiggles under the seat, making its way towards the gas pedal. The other boot is content to lay under the back window and kick Erwin in the head. As Megan fights to pull Jason's hand out of Jesse's face. She looks down and sees Jason's other hand between her legs. Megan screams or something stupid. Jason's boot stomps on the gas and Jesse's car lurches forward the acceleration. The Nightmare Mobile slams into the side of Jesse's car again, causing it to swerve violently from side to side. Inside the Nightmare Mobile, Freddy pulls another lever, whatever. Close on the Nightmare Mobile fender as the panel opens and a circular saw blade arm extends out or something, whatever, cutting into Jesse's car with a flurry of sparks. Inside, Mom! Megan screams as the saw blade just misses her leg, cutting forward towards close in on Jesse's front tire. As the blades cut into it and the tire blows or something and Jesse's car lurches off the road, whatever, veering into a tree line. And I don't know, crash? Jesse's car plows fender first into a tree and the horn is stuck on. Mom, blaring, okay? Freddy laughs. She's so dumb. And the Nightmare Mobile laughs and kicks the Nightmare Mobile, whatever, into an explosion, roaring off and disappearing with an explosion of fire and wisps away in an instant or something.
And there you go. That is the end of that nightmare. Well done. A lot of work there.
Lauren is so glad.
Did an amazing job. And Cusper, let's hear that laughter from Freddy as he drives off in his Nightmare Mobile. I love it. All right, in the distance, an old farmhouse. The lights go on inside. The passenger door opens, and Megan falls out onto the ground, bleeding from a slight scalp wound. A rear door opens, and Stormy and Erwin spill out. They're not seriously hurt, though. Jesse is laying unconscious against the steering wheel. Megan pulls him off the wheel, and the horn stops. Jesse is splattered with blood, and his leg is a mess. You guys are normal. Yeah, sorry, normal.
Okay, cool. Jesse's hurt real bad. We've got to get him to a doctor.
Through the farmhouse window, Erwin and Stormy see the farmer on the phone.
Don't worry, an ambulance is on the way.
Megan cradles Jesse's head in her hands, crying.
Oh, God. Jesse.
Erwin goes to the trunk and opens it. Inside, the garbage bags with Jason's remains still inside, untouched. Erwin goes to Megan and says,
Megan, listen to me. Cops are on their way. They find me and Jason Voorhees in the trunk there. We're finished.
Go. Get out of here. Take Jason and Stormy with you.
I'm staying with you.
I'll call you at the hospital.
How?
Somehow.
Erwin takes off, disappearing with Jason's remains into the night. And now we are in the hospital. And let's do some stuff here. There's a doctor and Megan and Stormy. The doctor is going to be Brock Powell as Macho Man Randy Savage. That's a good one for you. And let's do James. Oh no, you're not in there. You're unconscious. Never mind there.
I'm unconscious.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Megan and Stormy. Let's go with. We already heard that. I don't know what this is, but Stormy, you're a wizened cowboy, vastly disappointed in your life choices. And Chelsea, you are
Oh, there's a kitty.
A haughty woman. I don't know what a haughty woman is.
I don't know. You
said you want to do a haughty woman.
It's basically Cersei.
Oh, yeah. It's already Cersei. All right. Well, in that case, let's switch it to. I gotta get something from the audience then, for this one. I think.
She could be a haughty woman who sings. There's been a lot of requests for singing.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness, Whitney, do you want to sing?
I can be my cowboy, but whatever, hair director.
Okay. I want to hear this cowboy. Chelsea, are you comfortable singing?
Sure, fuck it.
All right, sing your lines as best to your ability. All right.
As a haughty woman.
As a haughty
Okay.
woman. Jesse is laying in a hospital bed. Megan and Stormy watch from the doorway, and a doctor checks Jesse's vitals. As he finishes, Megan asks,
Is he going to be okay?
Oh, yeah, but he needs a lot of rest. His leg is broken in 4 places. Like that time I had a Slim Jim and I slipped down the stairs. And he's also got a concussion.
Megan sits down next to Jesse, taking his hand. Stormy turns to the doctor.
Hey, Doc, is there someplace I could get us something to eat?
I'm afraid the cafeteria is closed. There are some vending machines in the lobby, and I cannot stress the need to step into a Slim Jim. I'll be back to check on him in a couple hours. I'm a terrible doctor.
Doctor exits.
I'll be right back, miss. I'm gonna go score us some munchies.
All right, Megan nods weakly. Stormy exits. Megan lays her head on Jesse's hand. Stormy is at the vending machine later in the hospital lobby. When she turns and she sees Murdoch and at the information booth, flashing photos of Jesse and Irwin. Stormy dashes for the staircase, and we have a nightmare that I will be doing. So
shit.
I challenge this nightmare. So audience, let's see what we got.
Okay. Can you do Waluigi? Someone really wanted you to...
Waluigi?
Waluigi? Sure, I'll try it.
I couldn't read. I was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, chat room.
Well, we'll see how consistent it stays, but here we go.
Oh my god.
Interior hospital. Jesse's room, same time. Jesse and Megan have fallen asleep. Jesse's heart monitor beeps. On the wall, a X-ray viewer flickers to life. Freddy peeks out from behind the other side. He snickers and ducks back down. Suddenly, Freddy's hand reaches up from inside the bed and grabs Jesse, pulling him down into the mattress, repeating the same thing we've seen before. Yes, Megan wakes and sees this. Screaming as Jesse disappears into the bed, his screams echoing away.
I'll take a new voice now.
Okay, so there's a Jeff Goldblum, but I'm going to complicate it for you. Jeff Goldblum roller skating on a gravel road.
Roller skating on a gravel road. Amazing. Here we go. Jesse, he disappears into the bed. His screams, screams, echoing away. Yes. Well, Megan, she looks under the bed. Nothing there. Well, of course, she rises. Delightful. She's watching as Jesse's IV and electrodes, the wires, are pulled down after him. Yes. And Megan grabs a handful of tubes and wires and tries to pull Jesse back. Yes. But slippery. The pull is too strong, and Megan goes into the mattress. Yes. We're now in an Old West saloon, and let's do another voice. Yes.
Just because I can't remember his name, but the person in the chat said the High Turtle from Finding Nemo.
The high turtle? Oh, like the bro turtle?
It's Crush.
Crush? All right, we'll do it. Exterior Old West Street nightmare. Continuous action. Standing in the middle of the street is Jesse, dressed in a cowboy sheriff's outfit. Whoa, far out. Megan calls to him from the saloon door.
Jesse!
But Jesse can't hear her. He's too busy shaking with fear, staring at someone coming down the street. Is it a little dude? No, it's Freddy. Freddy dressed in a black Bart cowboy outfit.
Okay, Sheriff. This nightmare ain't big enough for the two of us. Draw!
Is that Sling Blade?
That's my cow. Yeah.
I approve. That's delightful. All right. Trembling with... sorry, I switched out of a voice. So there you go. Let's take a new one.
Okay, I'm going to give you the option because these are two that I don't know the references. If you need a pocket one for the next one, go for it. So there's Turkey from Thanksgiving or Gregory from The Ice Cream Man.
Oh, shit. Gregory from the Ice Cream Man is... James, remind me. Who is Gregory?
It's grenadine for my ice cream treats.
Oh, is that Clint
Sorry,
Howard?
Nurse Wharton.
Is Clint Howard's name Gregory?
Yes, Clint Howard.
Oh, I didn't know his name was Gregory. That's why I was like... All right. Trembling with fear, Jesse fumbles for his pistol. Yeah, he pulls it out and he fires. Yeah. Freddy laughs. Jesse, he fires again. Freddy just laughs. He's just laughing. Like they all laughed at me back at the mental institute. Jesse, he fires again and then again and again. And Freddy, well, he just laughs and he laughs. And then from the saloon, Megan screams.
Jesse, wake up, wake up!
Oh, Freddy looks over at her. He's annoyed.
Three's a crowd, bitch. Why don't you just go?
What was that beep, Cusper? What did he say during that censored writing? Why don't you go on and...
I don't think he says anything. I think that's the hospital monitor.
You're absolutely right. It is the hospital monitor. Damn, you called me out on that one. Interior.
Gotcha.
Hospital. Jesse's room. Continuous action. The sound of Jesse's heart monitor beeping erratically wakes Megan. With a start, she tries to wake Jesse.
Jesse, wake up! Wake up!
And then I'll just throw in for these last few lines, thanks killing. See if I can do this. Interior Old West Street nightmare, same time. Gobble, gobble, motherfuckers. That's what you can only say the other line that he has. Jesse keeps firing at Freddy until his gun clicks empty. Freddy smiles and pulls out the biggest goddamn gun you ever saw. And he says, and do this in a Freddy voice. I want full-on Freddy voice for this line, Cusper.
Go ahead! Make my dream!
Freddy fires. We are now at the interior of a hospital, Jesse's room. Next instant, Jesse's stomach explodes with blood, splattering Megan. Jesse's heart monitor beeps continuously. Flatline. Jesse is dead.
Oh, no.
And there he is. Oh, right, there it is. Number 16. Jesse is dead. A nurse shows up to answer the alarm. She sees Megan standing over Jesse's body covered in blood and screaming. Stormy enters the room a half second later and gasps.
Freddy killed Jesse.
Stormy reaches in and grabs Megan, pulling her out of the room. And that is the end of the first half.
Wow.
I don't know why I enjoy killing James in all of my videos, but he gets it for counting all those other people that kill. But yes, that is the first half of Nightmare 13, Freddy versus Jason.
It's very well written.
Yeah, right? It's great, man. This man was hired to write this thing. And thank you all for watching this thing here. Thank you everyone here. Remember, we've got t-shirts, and for everyone, 15% off with the code Unproduced. You can get Team Freddy, Team Jason. And if you don't want either of those, next week maybe I'll do one of both of them. Or You just buy those, and they'll be great, and you can wear them. I don't
Just
know
buy
how to.
two.
I don't know how to market things. But thank you.
Business.
Yeah, business. Business. But yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to Megan for moderating that chat. You guys had some
Yeah,
great
thank you, Megan.
suggestions.
That's
You
so
guys
fun.
crushed the suggestions. Great job.
Yeah.
Yay!
I-
I want to think of more fun voices for next
I've
year.
already got a
Well,
list going.
we are doing the second half next Friday, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for part 2. So tune in again, set a little reminder. There's a little bell. I'll have the thing launched up this weekend probably, so you can set a reminder. Subscribe to the channel, obviously, and that will also remind you of what to do. So everyone here, of course, subscribe to everything else that these people do. You know, Dead Meat, you're probably already subscribed to Dead Meat if you're here. And we've got Brock, Ted. Ted has TedEvansVO.com. Everyone has links in the description that you can take a look at some of the things that they've done, their Twitter, their Instagram, stuff like that. Except Mark Cusper, who does not exist anywhere really on social media, but just watch previous
He
Cusper
exists
episodes.
in your dreams.
He does exist in your dreams. So yeah, no, this has been a lot of fun. You're all amazing. You made me laugh so much. And so with that, I will conclude our episode of Nightmare 13, Freddy vs. Jason, Part 1, and we'll see if James returns next week. Who knows? Who
Fucking
knows?
better, man.
I do.
No, just the cat. No James, just the cat.
Lucy.
All right. Thank you all very much.
That's your boss.
I know. I know. All right. I will. So remember, in a summer without movies, it's better than nothing. All right. I'll see you all in your dreams. Love you all.